I went to see Second City in New York. They were at the upstairs at the downstairs. The bottom line, they were playing. And I would stand outside and this window, and I would look through the window, and I would see these people. Alan Arkin was on the stage, and Tony Holland, and all these people, and Severin Darden. I couldn't hear them because I couldn't afford, because I was spending all my money on rent and food and airplane tickets and shit. So I was still starving, but I was living well, because I was traveling. But I couldn't even afford to go in there, I mean, I suppose I could, but, But I would see them on stage, and people would come out laughing and talking about them. And I would see them on stage, and they looked funny. It was visual. Somebody said, there's an audition. I went to the audition, and I got it. It was interesting. Paul Sills, who ran it, and his mother was Viola Spolin, who was like the Lee Strasberg of improvisation, and that was her son. I auditioned for him, and he just came in. He said, "Well, okay, I called. I said, I want to audition for you," and they said, "Okay, you'll meet Paul Sills, and you go to this." And it was an office building, and it was an office, and he just was on Saturday, and it was just an office that I guess, a friend. It wasn't like a stage or had nothing to do with show business. It was on 45th Street in an office building on the 17th floor, and you go into and there was just him in this office, and he said, I'm going to say certain things, and I want you to, do things. I didn't know what the hell was going on. And this was interesting. It was one of the greatest directions I've ever had. He said, don't try to make me laugh. He said, just don't try, and he had that look on his, just don't try to make me laugh, okay? First of all, I've seen it all, and I don't really feel like laughing, so just don't try. But, okay, there's a key in this room. Look for the key. I said, looking for the key. Then he would say something else just as stupid to me, which I couldn't even make it funny, even if I tried. But I guess what he was looking for was focus and intent or something. Anyway, I did what he said. I wasn't funny. I was scared to be funny now. Scared. Interesting word. I was afraid to be funny, so I went to Second City. I was there for 9 months, and we stayed there and played the Crystal Palace for 9 months. So that's where I got my acting chops, and we were very funny. We were, we were a big hit. We went there for a month, booked, and we stayed for 9 months, and so that was. And then from there, Paul Sills came back down to visit us in St. Louis from Chicago, and he picked me and Jack Burns, who invented Hee Haw. So I went up there, and me and Jack said, come on up there. Paul Sills said, and there I was in Second City, and I stayed there for a year. And then when we were acting with, Alan Arkin and Tony Holland, these people who I'd seen back in Severin Darden, who I had seen on the stage through the window, here I was on stage with them, after a year of all this baloney. But, out-of-town tryouts. So I stayed there for a while, and then I got fired. We all got fired. It wasn't because I was bad, but we had 12 people in the company. Because Paul just kept on hiring people, and it was just got too top-heavy. So he just fired, last hired, first fired. So he just let us all go.